everyone, it's Nicole, and I have another layout using the Planetarium kit. And these photos are in May. I went to my daughter's competition in Niagara Falls, and we were there over Mother's Day. So she took me to Rainforest Cafe for Mother's Day supper. So I'm just showing you some of the products that I will be using. And those letters, they were from a kit a few months ago, and I hadn't used a lot of them. And a lot of the die cuts were, the two tags there were from last month's kit, and I took them out, and I'm going to end up using one of them. And now for the papers, most of them are leftovers. So that's Cosmo Cricket, and I love both sides of it. And that's Studio Calico Up and Up, and I'm going to use the other side, and that's my favorite paper of all time, LE Studio. And I love the gray side, but I think the other side is my favorite, and that's the Simple Stories that I used last time, but I'm going to use the grid side this time. And this is a crate paper, and I had 2 sheets, and I've used both sheets. And the same with the Ellie's paper. That's the second sheet of paper. But I end up going and grabbing the little piece that's left from the first sheet, and I use that instead. And there I go looking for it because I remembered it, and I didn't want to cut in to my second sheet if I didn't have to, because I want to try and keep that paper for as long as I can. So now I'm ready. I know I have pretty much all the papers I'm going to be using. So we're going to start with the speed up and getting it done. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to mat the photos on which pattern paper. And I decided to use the back of that Studio Calico paper, and it is like constellation and stuff, but where you only see a little bit of the paper, it doesn't matter because you don't see a lot of it. And even at the bottom, that's where the journaling card's going to be, and you're not going to see that. I just wanted something to kind of be mounted on it, and then I cut a piece of that pink paper and I put at the top and the bottom, and the same with that crate paper. And now I'm going to cut that LE paper in half so that I only have to use a little bit to put on either side of the photo. And now I'm measuring my little journaling spot, and I'm going to cut it down to fit. So that right there is going to be the basis of my layout. And I have to say that I went back to the way I used to do stuff. I went and grabbed all the papers and the embellishments, and then I went and looked for photos, and it was like those photos were meant for those papers. If I tried to do it the other way, I have such a hard time. I mean, I think we have enormous amounts of photos anyway, so I don't think that's going to be an issue to try to find a photo to match the layout that you've, put together. But when you're working with a kit and you're kind of limited in the colors that you have, and you have a set of photo and you're trying to match, the papers to it, then that can be a different story. I mean, if you're looking in your whole stash, then that's probably fine. You're probably going to end up looking for a long time too. And for myself, I find it easier the other way. So now I'm going into my stash from last month, and I'm going to pull out anything that is pinkish, and I'm going to add it to the layout. And it doesn't mean that it's going to end up making it to the layout, but at least it gives me options. And I just want to apologize. I woke up this morning and my voice is kind of raspy. I knew yesterday I was feeling a little under the weather, and I kind of figured that I might be getting sick, so hopefully I can fight it off. So now I'm going through my Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm stickers and my Amy Tangerine Yes Please, and now the Lucky Charm die cuts, and I'm going to pick out a few things. And again, I don't care if it all makes it to the layout or not. I want to have the options. And now I'm going through my tabs and my little die cuts. And I'm running out of labels. So I was looking to see if these were pink, but they're more like peach. So I decided that I didn't need them. I was just going to use the stuff that I had. I went online yesterday and ordered a whole bunch again from Staples, and I'm going to pick them up today because like I said, I've kind of used up a lot of the labels that I had printed off, so that's good. That tag trick or whatever did the trick. I'm using them, so that's good, and I love them for layering. So now I walked away, and then I usually do that. I put everything down and then I walk away. And then when I come back, if I still feel good with how it goes, then I start gluing everything down. But the reason I walked away that time was because I had just finished a night shift and I worked on the page for about 40 minutes, and then I couldn't anymore. My eyes were shutting, so I went to bed. So when I got up, I finished the page. And I'm not ahead right now. Like, I did that page yesterday, and it takes about 8 hours to upload to the computer so that you can process it. So it just got done at 11 o'clock last night, so there was no way that I was going to be able to, do the process and upload it yesterday. So I'm kind of hoping, I have a couple days off, so I'm hoping to be able to get ahead it again, so then it makes it easier to get a video uploaded every day. If not, it might be every second day if I can't get ahead. So now I took one of my Ali Edwards stamps, and it is the Studio AE February 2012, and it says, "Life is good." And there was so many layers on that page, I thought I have to remove every single little piece of die cut. There's no way I'm going to remember where everything is going to be. So I took a couple of pictures with my iPhone, and now I'm going to outline everything. And I'm just double outlining. And then I'm going to start gluing everything down. And this is the 8th layout using the Planetarium kit, and it took me again an hour and 38 minutes to complete. And I don't know, it felt like it was longer or more than 8th layout using the Planetarium kit. I was surprised when I looked at it because I hadn't done a process video in a couple of days, and I was like, 8th? I thought it was more than that, but anyway. I guess I'm getting kind of anxious to move on to the next kit. It's because I just ordered the August kit, which looks fabulous, and I can't wait to dig into it. But this is the May kit, so I still have June and July to work. So I'm hoping if I can hopefully get one page done a day. What did I figure out? By next weekend, I should be at my 20 layouts, and then be able to dig into hopefully my June kit. Already I'm starting to, use the second page a lot of this kit. So there's still quite a bit of pages left, though. I think I have about 8 that have not been cut into at all. So, and my next page is on deck, so I'm hoping to get that done this morning. And hopefully I'll be able to upload it tomorrow. So now I'm going to start gluing everything down. I'm going to use a combination of my ATG and my quick dry adhesive. And I'm glad I took a picture because I could not remember how I had everything down. So I just kind of referred to my iPhone. And that's where my title is going to be at the top of the page. So I just want, it's basically where my title is going to sit and also a cluster. So it's going to be my title and then a cluster. So I'm just trying to make it so that there's no gaps in behind. And a lot of stuff, you don't see a lot of it, but it's just to kind of create some interest in behind that title so that, there's something there. It's not just floating. And I took out it's a glitz tape and it's pink with little white dots and it coordinated with the page perfectly. And the title is going to be Mother's Day, and then one of the little tags that I had from a digital print said lovely. And then with my October afternoon mini markets, they're called snow cones, I wrote out the word feast. And now I'm looking for an asterisk. No, I'm looking for an apostrophe and I can't find one. So I figured, well, I'll just put an asterisk because I know there's supposed to be an apostrophe there, but there's none. So it'll act as my apostrophe. And I'm going to glue the whole title down. And I'm going to put some foam tape in behind that die cut, and that foam tape is a huge foam tape from 3M, and I got it at Custom Crops. And I'm just moving around I just wanted a small cluster around that photo, so I put 3 things. I put the word fantastic, that arrow, and then life is good. And I just wanted more emphasis on my steak dinner than the fact that it was at the Rainforest Cafe. You can still kind of see it because the arrow kind of brings your eye to it. But I wanted the focus to be on my steak. And then I took 3 little flags, and that came from, I think it was the My Girl collection from Echo Park. And I strung some twine through it, and I'm going to put it at the top of the photo. And then I took some of those glimmer gems from Close to My Heart. And I really like them. The only thing is the glue dot doesn't stay on it when you peel it off. Like you have to peel it off separate. So that was kind of a pain. So I'm hoping that those gems don't end up all over the page, that it actually stays. So I just made a little bow for each side of the little, the little flags for the little banners. And now I want twine at a 3rd spot, so I'm just going to ball it up and just kind of put it at the bottom 3rd embellishment. And then I'm going to take out a couple of glimmer glaze and I'm going to add them to the page. And I'm going to show you some close-ups. And while I'm doing that, I just started a new Facebook group. And it is to motivate each other to get her done. So if you want to join us, it's in the link below. And also you can see still pictures there because not just me, but everyone is uploading photos, which is awesome. But you can also see some still pictures at 2 Peas in a Bucket and Studio Calico in the members gallery under Nicole Jones 911. So that's it. The page is done. So thanks for watching. Bye.